Hello again, gentlemen, ladies, and fellow non-binary daisies. Today I decided to do something a little bit different. You see, internet history is something that's always fascinated me, and so therefore, I present my new series, Web Surfing with the Sheep. So, for better or for worse, outsider music has been a mainstay of the internet. Key figures in the scene include Wesley Willis, Jandek, Daniel Johnston, and of course, the infamous musician this video is about, Grant McDonald. So, even those not familiar with Grant McDonald or outsider music as a whole have probably heard one specific song of his.
18 naked cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch.
That's right, baby! This episode is about the infamous Ram Ranch and its 36 naked cowboys. Yeah, the infamous intro says there are 18 naked cowboys, but here's the thing, that's just in the showers. Believe it or not, there is an additional 18 naked cowboys out in the yard. So just in the first Ram Ranch alone, there is a total of 36 naked cowboys. And believe it or not, there is lore behind this spoken word homoerotic cowboy orgy song trilogy thing. There are 764 fucking Ram Ranches as of this video, so obviously, for the sake of time of this video, I'm not going to talk about them all. And truth be told, there's really no reason to talk about them all, because they all essentially follow the same premise. Gay orgies involving cowboys, sometimes involving black men, other times the Ram Ranch cowboys will go gangbang Prince Harry, and oftentimes a lot of the songs take place in various locations in Canada. In fact, in Ram Ranch 7, Ram Ranch gets invaded by 26 US Marines in black Ford Raptors that ostensibly want to get in on the action.
Yeah, 28 US Marines pulling up in black Ford Raptor trucks, helicopters landed. Ram Ranch is under siege, under lockdown. US Marines are gonna fuck Ram Ranch cowboy butts. Looking for Prince Harry, gonna fuck Prince Harry's butt. Yeah, wild, buff, cool US Marines, gonna fuck cowboy butts. Yeah.
But as of Ram Ranch 100, Ram Ranch is now based on a space vessel known as the fuckship.xxx. And Grant says the N-word, with the hard R.
Yo, 40 naked, fucking 38 wild frat jocks, huge hard cocks, and butter holes in the air.
And the whole reason this series exists, according to Grant, is that Nashville rejected a gay love song that Grant wrote, so the original Ram Ranch was written out of spite. Now, I'm not saying Grant was lying about this reason, but given what his discography consists of, I think there's also another reason that his work was rejected by Nashville, that being the fact that any American radio station that would even consider playing this would probably be fined to oblivion by the FCC. But while the FCC's prudence and Nashville's Bible Belt ideals prevented Ram Ranch from ever being played on the radio, the song absolutely thrived on the internet. Well, obviously it would. The extreme homoerotic lyrics of the song make it perfect bait-and-switch material, and it was often heavily utilized for such purposes throughout the end of the 2010s, well into the beginning of this decade. In fact, I first found out about this song because of an Omegle troll video. However, this wouldn't be the only golden age of Ram Ranch. You see, from 2018 to 2020, Ram Ranch simply had its first golden age. And considering the shelf life of memes these days, that's a pretty good shelf life. However, Ram Ranch is one of the few memes that has ever made a resurgence, and the reason for this, of all things, was the Canadian Freedom Convoy of 2022, in which various truckers protested against the COVID-19 vaccine mandates in Canada. As an American whose heritage is both French-Canadian and First People, I must say I really couldn't envision a situation like what I am about to talk about happening anywhere else besides Canada. Okay, so that slight fourth wall break aside, guess what song was used by counter-protesters to troll the convoy?
Cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch underneath wanted to suck cowboy cocks. Ram. 18 naked cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch. Big herd driving cocks wanting to be sucked. 18 naked cowboys wanted to be fucked. Cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch underneath wanted to suck cowboy cocks. Ram Ranch really rocks. Hot herd, buff cowboys, the cocks driving a herd.
That's right, Ram Ranch. You see, counter-protesters would get into the Zello channels used to organize the protest and blast Ram Ranch. And for those of you wondering what Zello is, it's essentially an app for your phone that exists for truckers as an alternative to traditional CB radios. And the man himself was all too happy to find out his song was used for such a purpose. In fact, he even made his own song for the effort called Ottawa Truckers, where the Freedom Convoy gets fucked by the Ram Ranch Cowboys.
See? At Parliament Hill, Ottawa, Canada, trucker boys, in their big rigs, in their sleepers, strip naked, holy jeepers creepers, being butt-fucked by the Ram Ranch Cowboys, huge herd cowboy.
Oh, by the way, as I stated in the beginning, this is one of over 700 entries to the Ram Ranch lore. You know, I'd give anything to have Grant's work ethic. And that's not to say I don't have a great work ethic myself, but Grant just spends all his on naked cowboys. However, as is the nature of the internet, nothing is allowed to be pure. Well, Ram Ranch was only as pure as a series of cowboy orgy songs could get. And so, while Grant seemed like a swell enough guy, being a hardworking guy who was pro-vaccines and pro-LGBT, let's just say this. While he wasn't in the closet, quite a few skeletons were. For one, it's not uncommon for Grant to just randomly say the N-word in songs with the hard R, though this pales in comparison to the other things he's been exposed for. I say this because early this year, on January 22nd, to be exact, it was revealed that Grant is a creepy-ass uncle who had just been arrested for leaking his nephew's nude. You see, the Sean he constantly refers to in his songs turned out to be Sean Driscoll, a conservative politician who happened to be Grant's own fucking nephew, whom he'd had an incestuous relationship with for over a decade. Grant even talks about this in a now infamous voice call.
Yeah, so Sean is a bigger representation of Ram Ranch and so pivotal. So, hey, and furthermore, do you know in fucking Australia and France that uncles are allowed legally to marry their nieces? And it was brought in so that uncles could pass down their estates. But it's legal in fucking France and Australia for an uncle to marry their fucking niece. It's legal. So the fact of the matter is, either way, per se, my fucking music is cutting fucking edge stuff. It's, going where maybe no music went before. 18 fucking naked cowboys in the showers, and fucking Prince Harry and Thor on the floor, and the fuck ship, the cum ship, and the fucking, cock ship. So, I'm just honored to have my fans out there, and furthermore, you guys in America and Alabama and the fucking South, if there's fucking rednecks that are fucking their nieces or hey, listen, this is nephews. I don't fucking go for the niece shit. The fucking redneck fucking characters in the back hills with their fucking nephews over a goddamn barrel, and the fucking guy is fucking his ass off. You go up to porno sites and you put in uncle, and there's about 687 fucking videos up there of an uncle fucking his frat boy nephew with all the other frat boys. So don't hold your fucking brow up too fucking high, like, oh my God, like, what is fucking happening? Just fucking deal with it, for fuck's sakes. Get on the cock ship or the fuck ship or the cum ship and have some fun and go for the ride. Like, give me a fucking break. Is that all you got to do is to make a person puke? I'm fucking honored to have you guys as fans. So, that's the way it is, So, I'm just fucking, honored each and every time I talk with you guys. Evan is up there, the techie boy wizard. You guys rock and rule from the days of Ice Poseidon and Asian Andy. You've stood up for my fucking music, and I'm honored, and I appreciate you guys so much. So I'm just gonna, I just thought I'd come on and say hello. Yo.
Yeah. Yo. He left. That's it. Holy fucking shit! Stop recording. Wait, stop recording.
Yeah.
And Grant tried to justify this by saying avunculate marriages, which is when an uncle marries his niece or nephew, are perfectly legal in both his native Canada and in Australia. Clearly, he's never heard of the idea that just because something is legal doesn't make it fucking right. To make this even stranger and also lighten the mood a little bit, I also must note, he also did this entirely in character as the announcer that made him famous, so there's that. In fact, he was actually sent a cease and desist telling him to stop talking about fucking Sean in these songs. And honestly, although I'd most likely never be a conservative politician, if Canadian conservatives are anything like Americans right now, I wouldn't want my name attached to songs with titles like Sean Driscoll begging, fucking Sean Driscoll again, Driscoll boy pussy, or Sean boy oinkin'. And well, I would have thought this would be the end of Grant, but if his non-homoerotic songs outside the Ram Ranch trilogy are anything to go by, Grant is actually quite wealthy due to an acquisition he led with the Getty Oil Company, the owners of which he accuses in the song $1 billion of being aligned with the Nazi Party. If he is not just an old man with severe mental issues, and this is indeed true, well, unfortunately, I can foresee Grant not facing much punishment for his crimes. And well, that's the story of Ram Ranch. It started with naked cowboys and ended with incest charges. Well, this was certainly quite an episode to begin this series with. I wish this story had a happier ending, but it does not. And that, gentlemen, ladies, and fellow non-binary daisies, is the end of the first episode of Web Surfing with the Sheep. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And if you've done all those things, join my Discord server, link in the video and description, and if you've done all these, y'all have a great day. Antonio out. Peace.